I think one of the most underutilized tools when we speak, and perhaps one of the most misunderstood tools that we have, is understanding how time works. Because, for instance, there's a lot of tools that we have in relation to time that if we can master them, if we can use them effectively, it actually makes how we talk more engaging and it makes people want to actually listen to what we say. Because think about when the last time you talked, how often did you pause? I just paused right there and think about it. When you pause, even for 3, 4, 5 seconds, that can feel like an eternity. There's an idea in teaching that when you ask a question, you want to wait 10 full seconds before you speak again. How long do you wait when you ask questions? What are you doing? Other things with time too. When you're holding a word and you're trying to convey emotion, how long do you hold it for? Like if I say like that was so good versus that was so good. Which one was better? Was it the first one? Did that express something was good to you more? Or was it the second one that you held longer? And these are great tools that you can use because they show confidence, they show authority, and they actually evoke more emotion. In fact, a lot of times, especially if you're watching this and you're someone who's learned a language before, a lot of times when you talk, you may be afraid to pause. I know when I was an examiner for the IELTS test, a lot of my students were actually afraid of pausing because they thought it lowered their score. It makes you nervous that people are going to think that you don't know what you're saying, that you're anxious. When in reality, no. When you're talking and you pause, that's probably the greatest show of confidence because it basically signals to the person you're talking to that, hey, I have so much confidence in my ability to talk, and I have so much confidence that you're going to listen for me and be patient that I'm not even going to talk for a few moments, and I know you're not going to interrupt me. So it's actually not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. And so today we're going to be working on a text, playing around with this concept a little bit more to show how it can evoke greater emotion and make you a more effective speaker. Give me a second, I'll pull it up. Joining us today, I'm looking in the back, we have Gansham hanging out with us again. Hello, Gansham, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right. Gansham, you can see that on screen we have a text that we're going to be working with today. Can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So what I'd like you to do, we have a couple different stanzas here, a couple different groups of paragraphs. If you could pick one for me to read, you can pick either the first one, the second one, or the third one. Any one of those is fine.
Uh, I will choose a third one.
Sure.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Whenever you're ready.
If anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
Okay. I think you read that the way a lot of people would read it, where it's kind of just, I'm going to summarize or kind of give an idea of how you read it. It was kind of something like, if anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I am an orphan. Okay. So what's happening there, and today again, we're focusing a lot on time, our ability to control time as we talk. The way you're doing that, I'm not detecting a lot of awareness of time in the sense that we're just going to say everything for the same amount of time. Okay, all of your words are more or less the same length. All of your syllables are more or less the same length, so there's not a lot of contrast in that regard. And that's fine. That's honestly how a lot of us talk, I think. So we're going to play around a little bit. Let's begin with pausing. I think pausing is our first tool that we can use that can help us have a greater understanding of time. I'm going to give you a couple places where I'd like you to pause. I want you to pause after anyone, and I want you to pause after cried out. Okay. So I want you to read this again. I want you to have a pause after anyone, and I want you to have a pause after cried out. Can you do that again for me?
Uh, if anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
Okay. I could detect the pauses, but how did that pause feel very long to you?
Yeah,
Okay. So here's the thing: when we're studying, when we're talking, and we're doing something that feels new to us or feels strange or weird, I want you to actually double it. Okay, don't run away from it, run towards it. So I want you to pause longer. I want you to pause. Let's go extra long. I want you to pause for 5 seconds on anyone, and I want you to pause for 5 seconds on cried out. Okay? Can
yeah.
you try that again for me?
If if anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
How long did you pause for?
I don't know. I think 2 seconds.
Okay. But I asked you to pause for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but 5 seconds for it's really long, you know.
Okay. But I asked for 5 seconds, and you said okay, and you gave me 2 seconds.
Okay. Can I try?
Yeah.
If anyone was looking for me, hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
How long were those pauses?
I don't know.
They were
Three
about two and a
seconds.
half. Yeah, about 2.5, 3 seconds. I wanted 5 seconds. Do you think you can pause for
Yeah,
5 seconds?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Show me.
if if anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
How long were those pauses?
I think 5 seconds for it.
This is a great exercise to do with a timer. You can use your phone. You can use anything. But I can tell you, as your listener, you were not pausing for 5 seconds. I'm literally looking at a clock. You paused for about 3 seconds. So you were 2/3 of the way there, but there's still a full third. I think this is great because it highlights the challenge. If we're not aware of this and we're not used to doing this is going to feel very difficult. Okay. And
Can
the
I get
beauty of
again?
this, yeah, you can do it again.
Uh, if anyone was looking for me, I hid behind a tree and cried out, I'm an orphan.
Gosh, I got some bad news. We're still not quite at 5 seconds. Okay. So this is something that I would encourage you to practice on your own a little bit. Okay. Now, let's talk about some things about why this is probably also challenging. I think another reason why this is hard is you're thinking about the pause, but you're not thinking about the lead up to the pause. Like you're really focused on the tool, which is great, but we're kind of missing the big picture. Okay. So, why do you think I would pause after anyone? Why would I do that? What's the function?
I think the after anyone that would be a third group.
Okay, so let's think less about the technicalities and things like that. Why would someone pause after anyone?
Uh,
Why would I pause there?
adding a adding a element of contrast.
You're still thinking very like technical tools. Think more semantics. Think more function. What we're communicating to people. Why would I pause after anyone?
Sounding more natural if we pauses. I don't know.
Okay, I really want you. Tools are great. Tools and tactics. They're really helpful for implementing change. However, have you ever like painted or anything before or drawed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to try drawing a person's face. You know, the circle in two eyes. You know the
I'm not as familiar with that, but so you know when you're doing that, or a lot of different forms of art, they have all different kinds of tools, right? Like when I'm looking at like paintings, like you have like wide brushes, you have thin brushes, you have small ones, you know,
yeah, yeah,
and each you use different brushes for different things,
yeah,
but you're not just using a different brush to use a different brush. There's a goal. I'm using the thin brush because maybe I want to highlight, I want to show this the sun, how the sun looks
yeah,
when it's like on the mountain or something like that. And I'm using a wider brush because I need like thicker shadows or something like that. So it's we have the tools, we have the brushes, but it's all for the bigger picture. We're trying to make the whole painting convey something. I want to convey the warmth of the sun and also the shade, the coolness. Okay, it's the same when we
yeah.
talk. So we're not just trying to pause just to pause. There's a reason behind it, you know, because can you hear a difference if I say like if anyone was looking for me, I hid, versus if I say if anyone was looking for me, I hid. Can you hear a difference between those two?
Yeah, yeah. I can
Okay.
difference.
Was the emotion different in those?
Yeah, emotion is really different.
Yeah, I agree. I think the emotion is very different. That was a 5 second pause, by the way. I counted. Okay, so that's what a 5 second pause would sound like. And I'm not saying when you talk to use a 5 second pause. That's not what I'm saying. It's when you're doing exercises, you need to practice pushing things to the extreme. Maybe a 3 second pause is good. Most of your pauses when you were talking were not 3 seconds. By the way, you're still at that like 2.5 second mark. Um, so we can use pauses to more effectively convey certain emotions. One other little technique I want to look at. Let's we can use that same little part. Let's just go down to hid. Okay, so we're going to go from if anyone down to I hid. Can you just read that part for me?
If anyone was looking I for me, I hate.
Okay. So another thing you can do, we practice lengthening pauses, trying to make those like 5 seconds long. Do me a favor. Can you say we won't use 5 seconds? Let's use like 3 seconds. I want you to say the word anyone. I want you to say the word anyone, and I want you to drag anyone for 3 full seconds.
And yeah,
I want anyone to take 3 seconds. Alyssa's joining us as well. What's up, Alyssa? Okay. Um, Gotcha. So again, I want you to read this again from if anyone down to I hid, and I want you to say anyone for 3 seconds. Okay?
dragging. Yeah.
Yep.
If if anyone was looking for me, I hate.
Okay, how long was that?
I think 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was about two, maybe a little shorter than that. I asked for 3 seconds. You gave me 2 seconds. Do you think you can give me 3 seconds?
Uh, if anyone was looking for me, I hate.
How long was that?
2.5 seconds.
That's a generous half, but okay. Um, one of the things I'm seeing, you're not really dragging to any. You're just dragging to one. You're like anyone, and if you do that, you're going to run into some issues. Put the stress on.
Yeah.
Give more weight to all the syllables, not just one of them. Otherwise, you're going to run into this same issue. Okay. Did you want to try one more time?
If anyone was looking for me, I hate.
Okay. That was longer. It's good. Questions for me on that?
Why we did a long bragging anyone the word anyone.
Okay, let's talk through it. Why would anyone do that? Why would we do that? What do you think?
mm, I think uh, the natural flow. I think the natural flow.
The natural flow. What does that mean? What's the natural flow?
We say that sentence quickly, but some words we have to be used a little dragging, fewer more natural sounds.
What does natural mean?
How can I say that? I don't know, but
Natural to me feels like a catch-all phrase when we don't really know what we're talking about, but it sounds good and we think the language sounds good, so we'll just call it natural. But the truth is there's more to that. Okay. Alyssa, can you hear us okay?
yeah,
Loud
I
and
can
clear.
hear you.
Hey, good, 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 good. Alyssa, so we have this little phrase here. So we have this phrase,
Yeah.
if anyone was looking for me, I hid. And I was asking Gansham to really drag out anyone, like real say it nice and slow. Hold it for like a full 3 seconds. Before I ask you a question about that, did you want to try doing the same thing? So let's try and say,
Sure.
if anyone was looking for me, I hid. I want you to say the word anyone and hold it for a full 3 seconds. Can you do that?
Okay, I'll try. Anyone.
Okay, can you say it in the whole phrase? That also was not 3 seconds. um,
Oh, a second. Oh, no.
okay, so I want you to say again the phrase is if anyone was looking for me, I hid. That's your phrase. If anyone was looking for me, I hid. But I want you to say the word anyone for 3 seconds, a full 3 seconds.
If anyone was looking for me, I hid.
Okay, I like that you had to pause after anyone. That was not anyone for 3 seconds. That was probably anyone for about maybe two, maybe.
3 seconds. Anyone. Hard.
No, isn't that interesting that physically there's nothing stopping you from saying it for 3 seconds, right? There's nothing stopping you. Like
Okay.
anyone. That's about three
Okay.
seconds.
Question.
Yes.
Which part should we drag the most?
I don't know.
Is
Which
it?
part do you want to drag?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Is
oh. Oh.
freestyle, huh?
Guys, so this is we have to get away from this idea of like right and wrong. Like anything can work. Which part should we drag? Yes. um, anything can work. You know, depends. Everything's dependent on context. But I want to get to this question or just statement that you said, Alyssa. Alyssa, you said this is hard, and this is hard. Even though in theory, you know, if I paid you $100 and I said, "Hey, say this word for 3 seconds," you'd probably take that challenge, right? You'd probably be like, "Yeah, easy money." But then we try to
Right.
do it, and then we try to do it, and it's really hard. You guys are stopping at like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. Okay. There's nothing physically challenging about this. It's just our conditioning. We're just not used to doing it. Okay. But there's nothing actually, if you can get past the mental block, there's nothing hard about doing this. What would this sound like if you said anyone for 3 seconds? So I'm going to say it
Is it?
twice. Compare. Okay. And then you guys tell me what's the difference between them. And then we'll wrap up. Okay. Um, so here's the first time. If anyone was looking for me, I hid. That's the first time. Second time. If anyone was looking for me, I hid. What's the difference between those? What's the difference between those? Do those
Second
mean the same?
one,
Do they mean the same thing?
no, no.
No. The words are the same. Why does it mean the same thing? It's the same words.
You sounded frustrated or angry in the second one.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
So listen, what you're telling me is that emotion changes meaning. Is that true?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's like I hate society, I hate people. If anyone
Yeah.
was looking for me.
But
The
then
second.
again, but even that, Alyssa, you're going back to that was like half a second. That's
Oh,
still half a second.
okay.
Okay. So I'll be honest with you guys. I've been kind of lying to you. I'm positioning this as a very easy exercise, and it's not an easy exercise because you already have a cadence and a music that you're used to speaking with. Okay. And anytime we challenge that, it's going to be hard. What I'm asking you to do is to start paying more attention to time, paying more attention to pausing, pay more attention to how long you're dragging your words. And notice what native speakers do when they talk. And
Look
what
what
you've
you're doing.
yeah,
Sorry.
and you
I was
guys told
gonna
me
say.
that this changes the emotion. So when I hold words longer or when I add pauses, it changes the emotion. And what you also told me is that if I change the emotion, I change the meaning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So forget the grammar, forget the vocab. If I want to change the meaning of what I say, I literally can just change the time around it. If I change the time, I change the emotion. That's what you guys are telling me. Do you agree with that?
100%.
So if I wanted to, for instance, do that, so like Alyssa just said 100%. What if I said like 100% agree? And then you speed up, right? Like 100% agree. You see that's a different meaning than 100% agree.
The slower version sounds like you were overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, it can't.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds. You could play around with pitch. All the things that we talk about. You could play around with pitch with it. You could like play around with firmness, like 100%. Wow. That's a very different than like 100%, right?
Mhm.
So that's when we play with firmness and we also play with speed. I do have to head out in a couple minutes, but I also want to make sure we have time to answer any questions that people may have. Anyone have a question for me about what we just looked at?
Yeah. I never seen before in Mission English and Magnet Lab videos. This is a really totally different exercises.
It is to a degree. We do talk about speed as an element of contrast. You know, it's just that now we
But
just dedicated a full thing to it.
dragging the word 5 seconds or 6 seconds, it's really new for me. I've never seen before Mission English and Magnet Lab videos.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed these slower or putting more emphasis to these kinds of words when someone or like a scene that is very dramatic and intense.
hmm I mean, if we think of emotions as being on a spectrum and things like that, if you want to raise the intensity of it, this is a way you can do that. I think we need to stop talking neutrally, guys. We got to stop. There is no neutral. Neutral doesn't exist. Okay.
You want to sound us extra?
I just want you to think about, stop thinking about the words you're using, stop thinking about the grammar, start thinking about what are you actually telling people. Because everything that you do is telling people something. Your body language is telling something, the tone of your voice is telling something, the intensity of your voice is telling something. People aren't going to remember your words, but they will remember how you made them feel. And this is how you can play with that more. Any final things before I head out?
Great stuff.
I mean, it can be great stuff if you practice it.
Yeah, for sure. You know what to do, Genshin.
All right. I do have to head
Yeah,
out to a meeting, guys. Got you. Yes.
where I can find this video,
Where can you find
where
them?
I can
Sorry.
find, where I can find this video,
Disorder review. Like to practice this more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the good news is all you really need is a word, any word, and a timer. That's all you need. You can do this with anything. That's all you need. Guys, I think we need to like start taking agency over our learning. Okay, like we're not going to be like fed everything. People aren't just going to give us everything. Like we gotta make do with what we got and make any sort of exercise with it. Get creative. You don't need to wait for permission. Just do it.
Experiment.
Yeah. You should every day should be a new experiment. If you didn't experiment today, then that's a missed opportunity. If you didn't experiment yesterday, it's a missed opportunity. If you don't know what to do, then what I would do is I would make a notebook or like take a planner, like a weekly planner, and then in your planner write down what the challenge you're going to do for every day. Today I'm going to pause a word for 3 seconds the next time I have a conversation. Today I'm going to whisper for 1 second every time I talk to someone. Whatever the challenge is. Make it ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I got to go. But thank you both for hanging out with me for a little bit. This will be on the Forward channel. I'll see you guys next week. We'll do another edition. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you,
Cool.
guys.